Hello, this is Matthew Miller with a ZDNet Smartphones and Cell Phones blog. I've recently purchased the Samsung Galaxy Note 3 on T-Mobile, and I still have my existing HTC One on T-Mobile from about 7 months ago, which is a long time for me to have a phone. And I'm debating still on whether or not to keep the larger HTC or the Note 3 or go and stick with the HTC One. Now, the HTC One has, as you can see, a smaller form factor and a lot of things I really like in a device. But the Note 3 has a ton of functionality, especially with the S Pen. And there was a couple things that I find enjoyable on the HTC One that I didn't see any other manufacturer to date have. And I wanted to show a couple things that the Note 3 actually does have that helps convince me maybe the Note 3 is the device for me. And some of that is related to video highlights, say on the HTC One. Now, I've talked about video highlights before, and what it is it takes pictures, Zoes, which are 3-second videos, and video content to create a highlight video reel, putting together a bunch of different pictures and all that stuff, and with music, right? So now, if we go into the gallery, we can see here, this is a gallery on the Note 3. If I was to tap the menu button over here, there's some options. There's a slideshow, and that I'll walk through some of these. So there's slideshow, create a collage, create a story album, and create a video clip. As you'll see, the video clip is like the highlight videos. But then there's also these other functions that are part of the default gallery. First, we'll say slideshow, and then you can see there's a bunch of different options for the effects that you want. Let's just say, no, there's no faces. Let's say cube. You can select music, right? Slideshow music, or go more, and your speed, playing order, that kind of thing. And then we can just say start, and it'll show a little slideshow. This is good for just viewing on the device itself kind of thing. I think you may, let's see. I don't know if you can output that to the Chromecast or not yet at this point. So that's slideshow. Then there's collage, which is handy. Let's see. Say I want to do a collage of me and the new property. Say 3 pictures. So you select the pictures you want. You say check, and then you get a bunch of collage options, right? So there's a styles down here. You can just tap through and see different styles. If you want to split it in 2, split it in 3, split it in 4. Say add a picture and then select another picture. So there's a lot of options here for creating collages. I personally like to use collages quite a bit. I do it for comparison pictures and things like that, and I have a lot of fun with that. So as you can see, there's a lot of different options here for quickly creating collages, which are fun. So the Note 3, as I've talked about in my post, was one of the best devices for I called the road warrior. I know that's an overused term. I'll try to stop using it, but it's for the person that's on the road quite a bit, traveling for business or commuting quite a bit. And it's not all just work, right? There's some play opportunities. So that's what this kind of functionality adds to the Note 3. And then we have another one, create a story album. Again, I'll just select a couple of pictures here, say 4. And then it goes, and you can label your album. Right there was the title. You can check the theme of your album, and you can see there's magazine, scene, scrapbook, puzzle, snapshot. I'll say snapshot. You can download themes, as you can see there. Say done. You can select a cover image. I'll say that's the cover image. That's me in front of our new house. Say create album. And then you can go in here. If you want to look at the album, you can actually open it up, go through a bunch of different pictures. And then, you can do this over time, right? And then what you can actually do is you can actually order that album from, let's see, where are we at? Sorry. Jump into my Samsung apps. Story album. So here's one of the albums that we had here. You can order the photo book, right? 10 pages are needed in the photo book. So you can actually order your photo book or export it, do all kinds of editing with that photo album as well. So let's jump back into the gallery. And the last thing I wanted to show was the video clip, which is something that in the HTC One, it creates it automatically, right? And there's the new Sense 5.5 we see on the new HTC One Max. It's coming 5.5. Sense 5.5 is also coming to the One and the One Mini eventually. And in addition to the automatic created video highlights, you have more manual control over how those video highlights are created. So I'll just select a few images here. And then, so just like, you know, the HTC One does it automatically, this is more manual, so you get to choose your images. You can label the video highlight. Up here will be a preview of it and a thumbnail. Right now it has no theme, and if I played it, you'd see it be like a moving slideshow, so as it transitions to different photos and things like that. Or we can do it, say memories. I'll actually turn the volume up a little bit so you can hear these. So this one has 6 themes, and I haven't seen a way yet to add or edit themes or add your own music and things, but maybe that'll come in the future. So that's the memories one. And as you can see, along with the background music, it kind of does the transitions as well automatically. Yeah, that one's pretty cheesy. That was Picnic. Let's try Vintage. Vintage is... I don't mind the theme. I don't quite like the music. Let's do the black and white. Kind of a sad story. It's more of a love story theme, I think. And here's jazz. All right, so as you can see, you can have some fun with the camera and the gallery on the Samsung Note 3. Also, this is the camera of the Note 3, which is similar to the camera on the Galaxy S4 as well. We come in here. There's a bunch of different modes, right? There's drama, sound, and shot. So you records, I think it's 9 seconds of audio with your photo, which can be handy at times if you're doing a survey of their house or something. Animated photos. Actually has a golf one. I'm not quite I golf about once a year, so that's not that useful for me. Surround shot, panorama, eraser, rich tone HDR, and sports. So there's a lot of options there in the camera as well. And then just jumping over real quick, we jump into something like, where do I have the S Note stored? So you go into the S Note, you know, and if you were to create an S Note, it's a handy little tool. You can draw things with a stylus and make notes. And there's actually several note apps on here, which is kind of confusing. There's S Note, there's Action Memo, things like that as well. There's the Samsung Hub for movies, videos, books, music, things like that. I personally like the Watch On app. Oops. And this is something that's coming, that all of my phones, including the HTC One, have the IR port up at the top. And you can use this for looking at your content, controlling your video content. And then what I like is just a simple remote control functionality that you see here. I like to be able to control my remotes without having to look for a remote, and also be able to travel in a hotel and not have to use the remote as well. And then the last kind of fun thing I like about this, you know, we have Blinkfeed on the HTC One, which I personally do use quite a bit, especially in my commutes. It's a good way to catch up on the latest news feeds, similar to a Flipboard kind of experience. And Samsung actually worked with Flipboard to come up with the My Magazine. I believe it's called My Magazine. Yes, the My Magazine app, right? So you can see here, here's news, celebrity interview. This is the news. We come over here. You can customize some of the things that you have showing up in your news. Now, you can't do custom feeds that I can find yet, But there are some things that, you know, personal, S Note, health, some different categories here and now, social. So this will bring in my Twitter feeds and my Facebook feeds and things like that. And as you can see, it's very Flipboard-like experience because they worked with Flipboard. And the nice thing is, you're fully controlled by a gesture when you want to launch it. It's not a default. And then over here, you can quickly jump to other functionalities, right? The web browser, Google Now, the camera, the phone, or just back to apps. So you can easily jump in and out of the magazine, no problem at all. And so that's a look at some. Let's look at some of the fun features on the Note 3. It's not all about work. There also is some play things to do on the Note 3. And I have to tell you, I'm really thinking I'm going to keep this device with the 64 gig micro SD I have in there, the removable battery. The S Pen there's a lot of really fun things to do with the S Pen. It's a fantastic device, and as every reviewer that's said, it's the best large screen smartphone we see available today. Thanks for watching.